All right, a quick disclaimer. This collection of Google Ads guides is content that I produced from 2018 to 2021. Some of it you can still apply. Some of it is slightly outdated due to interface changes in Google Ads and Google Analytics, and some of it is an archive of how Google Ads worked previously. The first several dozen videos will be released for free on YouTube. The rest you can get instant access to, including the scripts, keyword lists, and files using the link in the description. I'm working on sharing all of my knowledge with you on advanced Google Ads marketing after being in this game for over 12 years. So if you like this content, make sure to subscribe and ring the notification bell. Leonidas here, and let's begin. All right, what's up? It's Leonidas here, and I'm going to show you how to make an AdWords campaign using all of the necessary tools that you need to be successful. And those include the AdWords editor, the spreadsheets, and as well as the techniques that I use to make AdWords campaigns. So I'm actually going to show you how I make one of my campaigns on AdWords using the various tools that I'm going to describe here. And previously, the video consisted of the one keyword per ad group strategy. Now, the purpose of doing that was to basically track conversions for the ad groups, because conversions were only tracked on the ad group level, not towards the keyword level. But since whatever I made that video, things have changed. So now AdWords actually tracks the conversions for the keywords. So instead, what we're going to do is we're going to learn how to create a national level campaign by creating our own keywords and then implementing them properly into the editor. And the keywords are going to be according to the strategy that I personally use. And then we're going to create our ads, the extensions. We're going to make both text ads and as well as call-only ads. Then we're going to upload it to AdWords. We're going to do a quick double check to make sure everything's proper. And then I'm going to basically briefly cover negative keywords, because once you launch your campaign, you have to keep an eye out on your negative keywords very closely, because you will get a lot of useless clicks if you don't keep a vigilant eye on the keywords. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. The first thing that you will need is the AdWords editor. Okay, so go ahead and download this tool and install it, set it up, and then link it to your account. If this is your first time ever, basically you won't have any campaigns. So let me just show you the interface. Your interface will look like this. So basically, this is what the AdWords editor looks like. Now, the first thing we need to do is we actually need to create something to import into our AdWords editor. So what you need is you need a spreadsheet editor. Now, I personally use the Microsoft Excel. I use the desktop version, but I pay for it as well on a yearly basis. Of course, if you want to be saving money or you want a free tool, I recommend you can use the online version. You can use the online Excel editor on, I believe it's office.com or office365.com or onedrive.com. You can use their editor completely for free, or you can use the Google Spreadsheet editor. Okay, so just follow. Now I'm going to basically create the campaign and just follow along. What it will ultimately look like is this. So your data sheet will ultimately look like this, and we're going to import all of this data. So you can see at the top left here, we have the campaign name. On the left here, we have the city names. We have the campaign name as well. Okay, this is for importing purposes. We're going to have our ad groups. So in this case, the ad groups are going to be on the city level, and we are going to have our keywords. So as you can see, the keywords are a connection or an aggregation of the keyword itself, the prefix or the suffix, the particular keyword that we want to also put inside. And as well the city name. So at the very end, what you'll see is compensation keyword. The main keyword as well will be lawyer in, and then the ad group or the city name. Okay, so compensation lawyer in Abac, compensation lawyer in Alcoa, compensation lawyer in Alto. And as you can see, the only difference in the keyword is termination lawyer. Okay, so the keyword termination. And then you can continue expanding this going left. So keyword 3, 4, 5, etc., etc. Okay, so let's go ahead and make a table just like this. First thing we'll need is a campaign name. Okay, so just double click between the bars here, and the campaign name will be Law, Divorce, and then Cities. Okay, so this just implies that this is a city-based campaign, and then we will do the cities list here, the campaign here, ad group, and keyword. Okay, now let's go ahead and insert a couple rows here. And the cities, I have a list of cities from this particular divorce offer. Actually, this campaign is called this campaign will be a bankruptcy offer. Let's go ahead and go back here. And these are bankruptcy. Okay. This is a bankruptcy offer. Let's go back to our keywords here. So this particular list is for bankruptcy keywords themselves. And what you'll see here is that there's a couple, it's based on zip code. So these are all the zip codes that the particular network wants me to target. But what we only want is the city names themselves. So when you have a list like this, you simply click anywhere on the table. You go to the top, you press insert, you select table. My table has headers, you press OK, and then it's converted into a table. Then we click on the table once again. We go to data, and we select this little section over here, remove duplicates. And then we simply want it to remove duplicates on the city name level. So you press OK. And as you can see, initially we had about 32,000 entries. 16,000 of them have been removed. So we are only stuck with 18,000 city names. Now what I want to do is I only want to actually, for the sake of this tutorial, I'm only going to import about 2,000 city names. Okay. So at the top left here, you can actually skip to the 2001st row, hit enter. Here's your list. Then you do Control, Shift, and press up. So if you're on a Mac, I'm not sure what the functionality is, but do a quick Google search for that to figure it out. And the 2000 rows have been selected. You right click, you select copy. We go back to the table that we're creating, and then we'll select under cities. You right click, paste. Okay. Actually, we can do Control Z to undo, and we can actually just import the values. So there we go. And now what we want to do is we want to make a new table. So go ahead and select anywhere here, but in this case, we'll select cities, hit insert. Once again, select table. My table has headers. Okay. And now we have a table here. So now what we want to do is we want to start filling out the campaign import information itself. So we'll do equal sign, and we'll select this row. Okay, hit enter. Now, as you can see, the data fills in very strangely because it's not filling this whole column with only this entry. So what we need to do is we need to go to this formula bar here, and we simply need to put a cash symbol in front of the B and the 1. So the B indicates the column itself. So
if we, for example, expand this rightward, then it will stay on this column, and the 1 indicates the row, so it will never move down. So simply hit enter, and there we go. Now the ad group name will be the city name. Let's do that again. Equals, and then cities. There we go. Double click on there to expand the row. And the keyword itself, so we will actually put the keyword above the entry here. So the keyword. And we can do bankruptcy. Okay. Now, honestly, bankruptcy is such a heavily targeted keyword. It's very, very competitive. Okay. I personally wouldn't recommend just going for the word bankruptcy, but for the sake of this tutorial, we're going to start with the keyword bankruptcy. Okay. So hit enter. Now for the keywords, what we want to do is now we're going to create a formula. So we'll start like this, hit the equal sign, and we will do bankruptcy, ampersand, which should be shift 7 or whatever your ampersand symbol is. We'll do quotations, and then we can do lawyer in space quotations, ampersand, and then the ad group name. Now, as soon as we press enter, it's not going to enter it correctly because once again, we need to highlight that we only want this specific row and column. So this specific row. So we'll go up here and we have to put a $sign in front of the 2. Okay, there you go. Now our entries are complete. So what I want to do now is I actually want to do a second row that includes all of this information again, but for a different keyword. So once again, let's type in campaign. We'll do ad group and then keyword. All right, so the campaign name. Actually, to make this simple, you can actually just copy. So you can select this row, you can hit copy, and you can hit paste. Okay, and it autofills with the same formula that you had up here. And for the ad group name, once again, we'll hit copy and paste. Okay, so once again, it fills with the exact same formula that was here. And for the keyword, we can also right click, copy, and we'll hit paste. But what you'll see is it doesn't have a prefix keyword. It doesn't have the keyword bankruptcy in front of it. So what we'll do is we'll actually add it above here, keyword. And instead of bankruptcy, we will add estate. Okay. Estate planning involves an estate plan, or an estate lawyer basically deals with someone who has died, and then you need a lawyer to basically divide up their property, their assets, and all that other stuff. So basically, celebrities usually fighting over, Michael Jackson's estate once he died. So this is what an estate lawyer deals with. Okay, and I will explain to you why I don't put the name in front of the keyword. Okay, instead of putting it after lawyers in, because when we add a dynamic keyword insertion, so what will happen is actually the advertisement will show this specific keyword in the ad. And if you do, for example, Chester Estate Lawyers, people will actually think that you're calling a guy named Chester, or you're calling a guy named Hadley. Okay? What we want to do is we want to be as specific as possible in our ad to avoid false clicks. So in this case, we want, if they're clicking on the ad and they search for Hadley, maybe a guy named Hadley Markovich, your ad isn't clicked on, or clicked on less likely, because they don't assume that they're clicking on this specific person. Okay, they are more likely to understand that they're clicking for Hadley as far as the city is concerned. So an estate lawyer in Hadley, not some guy named Hadley. Okay, and I've made this mistake, and I spent maybe $8,000 on this one mistake alone, even after various optimizations. So now that we have all of our keywords, what we need to do is we need to import them into our AdWords editor. So what we want to do is we'll select all of this and we'll do Control Shift down and we'll hit copy. Now what we need is we need a text editor. So any text editor will do. And here's our text editor. I use Notepad++, and we simply right click and paste. Okay. Here is our first batch of keywords, and we'll go back to our Excel editor. We'll select the second batch, Control Shift down, Control C to copy, and Control V to paste. Okay, so there we go. Estate lawyers. So we have estate lawyers and we have bankruptcy lawyers. Now, the reason I do this is that lately the AdWords editor has been incredibly slow for importing directly into the editor. So instead, I like to make text files that I import into the editor. So we'll go ahead and save this. And we'll hit save. So I just switched to the regular Notepad because this is currently under a VPS. And I'm going to import this into my actual account. So let's go ahead and do that. Okay, so here is the editor. Now what we'll do is we'll go into Account and import from File. Find the text file and then hit Open, and then it'll start importing. Once the import is complete, select Automatically Accept All Imported Changes. Hit Finish. And you can see on the left side here is now our campaign. Now it has a red thing on here, which implies that there's a bunch of errors that we need to fix. And the errors are actually highlighted in this section over here. So we can go ahead and start setting up our campaign. So the first thing it needs to do is we need a budget. So let's go ahead and enter $25. Include search partners disabled. And for the desktop, we want -100. For tablet, -100. For targeting method, we want people in our targeted location. Delivery method, it can either be standard or accelerated. I like to start with accelerated because there is usually a lot of competition and I want to see the results as soon as possible. Accelerated also actually increases your bid. So if you set it to standard, it'll be a little bit slower, but your bids will be a little bit lower as well. But accelerated will give you data as soon as possible. And that's usually what we want because ultimately you'll be optimizing this over many, many days. Okay. So now everything is set up initially. We have our ad groups. Okay. Now what we want to do is we want to set a bid on our ad groups. So you can right click and select all. Okay. And the maximum CPC, we can do $1.50. So that's literally how I start my campaigns as well. And now we need to add a couple ads. Okay, so let's go ahead and go into ads. And we'll start with a basic ad. So in this case, we're creating a text ad. So we'll do an expanded text ad. And we'll start with here. We'll simply select Abbott. Okay, so I'm going to show you my actual ad copy that I like to use for creating these types of ads. So in this case, call top 5 bankruptcy lawyers. Okay, so 30 keywords, 30 letters there. Anything else, it'll just give you an error. All right, and headline 2. Free case evaluation. All right. and then call once again. Journal credited lawyers. Actually, I totally forgot that we can actually do keyword insertion. So for the keyword insertion, what will actually happen is that our keywords that you saw earlier, which would be bankruptcy lawyers in whatever the city, it will actually show up. So we'll do this squiggly symbol thingy. Okay, it's next to the P on the keyword with a shift. We'll do uppercase K, uppercase W, keyword, and then local lawyers in, we'll do actually bankruptcy lawyer. Okay, in your area. There we go. Let's fix that. Free case evaluation, period. And the path will be tap to call, and we'll do bankruptcy lawyer. Bankruptcy law, that's fine. And the final URL, so for the final URL, I'll simply use my placeholder domain, which will be the Leonidas marketing.club. Make sure you put HTTP or HTTPS. And for the final mobile URL, you set that to your call redirect domain. So call bank law. Okay, so make sure you have a page that redirects into a phone call. There we go. That's how we make a text ad. And then to make sure that every ad group has the ad. So as you can see, not every ad group on the left here has the advertisement. What we want to do is we want to right click copy. We'll go back to the entire campaign level. We'll do right click. Let's do this again. Right click copy and right click paste. We'll select this little square here. We'll unselect the first ad group because we already have the ads, and we'll select OK. All right, so now every single ad group has a copy of this ad, along with a variation of the keyword that we implemented. All right, and now what we want to do is we want to make a call only ad. So in this case, let's go ahead and select call only ads on the left. Select add call only ad. We'll select the first ad group, hit OK. We'll do top 5 bankruptcy lawyers. In this case, if there's not enough space, we can actually just take that out. And there we go, lawyers. The phone number will be whatever your phone number is. So 301-555-0123. Okay. Phone country, this is relative to the location you are running. Okay. And the description line, we'll do free case evaluation. Certified bankruptcy lawyers. There we go. Okay. Actually, for the description line too, we can even just do a keyword insertion in there as well. So we'll do the squiggly line, uppercase K, uppercase W, word, and then to close that off, there you go. Now the reason is that there's actually not a lot of space to type in here. So for the display URL, what we'll do is we'll do leonidasmarketing.club/call. Yeah, there you go. And the verification URL is the website you verified with. Okay. And that's pretty much simple. Enable call reporting, your conversion action, Okay, so we'll do. You have to basically set up the conversion beforehand in the web editor, and that's basically part of the free tutorials. In this case, we'll select 180 seconds. All right, we'll select the ad, right-click, copy, ad group level or campaign level, select paste. 1, 2, select OK. And that's that. Okay. Now what we need, we're going to add the ad extension down here. And for call extensions, okay. So what we want is a call extension. So if your ad advertisement for text ads does happen to have a call extension as well, it'll show up regardless. So for the call extension, you go down to shared library. You go to call extensions. This whole part is going to be completely blurred because I don't want to show you the phone numbers that I use. And we'll do add shared call extension. Down here, United States, once again, 301-555-0123. And device preferences, irrelevant, conversion action, calls from ads. And then we'll do 180 seconds. There we go. So now we have a call extension. Let's go ahead and go back to our campaign. We'll add a call extension. It'll be on the campaign level. And go ahead and select the new campaign call extension that you made. All right. Now we need to just quickly verify that our campaign is set up properly. So for keywords and targeting, let's go down to locations, and we can see United States is set up here. For keyword negatives, you currently don't have any, but let's go ahead and add one keyword negative. We'll add it to the negative keyword. So we'll do jobs. Okay. We'll do actually one more, and we'll do, let's say, address. Okay. So these are typically keywords that should be canceled on any affiliate campaign. So they should be negated on any affiliate campaign. And let's go ahead. Let's go back to our campaign. Everything looks like it's good to go. And we'll post the changes to our account. Let's go ahead and post changes. All right, so go ahead and select post. All right, so once the account has been uploaded, you'll see everything's good to go. We'll hit close. And we'll go back to our AdWords editor, or our AdWords on web version of AdWords. And you can see that the campaign is uploaded here. So we'll click on it. All right, and you can go ahead and click on the ad groups themselves. And you can see that our keywords are in there. So bankruptcy lawyers in Eastport, estate lawyers in Eastport. Then what we'll do is we will go to campaign to settings, okay, just to finalize some things. So let's go to our campaign level. We'll go to the settings, and then what we want to do is we actually want to add an ad schedule. So far, let's just do a quick double check. United States, CPC, additional settings, location options, people on target location. So everything here is good to go. And we'll go to add schedule. And we'll create a quick schedule here. Schedule or schedule, however you want to pronounce it. And then whatever the lawyer or offer it is that you do. So we'll do the typical here from 9 till 5. There we go. And hit save. There we go. So that's pretty much it. You can see, you can go into our keywords here, and you can hit negative keywords. can see that these two anytime someone types in, bankruptcy lawyers in whatever city jobs, your keyword search will not show up. And you can also go into search terms. So search terms is actually where if your ad is clicked within a maximum of a 24-hour period, the search term will actually show up here. So this is where you want to be very vigilant and actively see what people are clicking on, so you can actually remove specific keywords. Okay, so I'll leave that for a later video, but for now, here is your campaign. So this is your campaign, and let's go ahead and do a quick double check of what we learned. All right, so what we did is we installed AdWords. We opened up our spreadsheet tool. So in this case, it was Excel. We actually started building our table first, but then we got our city list and imported it into our table. This allowed us to create our ad groups and keywords. We imported everything into the editor by making a text file. You can obviously do a copy and paste as well. Just depends on the speed of your computer or VPS, whatever it is you use. Then once it's imported into the editor, we made sure that all the settings are set up properly. We created our ads, so the text ads and call ads, and then we created an extension in the editor itself. We uploaded everything to AdWords. We double checked. We made sure that our ad schedule was there. Our negative keywords were there as well. And I quickly showed you the negative keywords as well as where the search terms were. So I hope that's an amazing video for you. And of course, there's a lot more to teach you. So stay tuned and I will see you in the next video. Cheers.